Pierre said very beautiful things about Izzy. He even made them very personal. Talked about himself and his problem and struggles with alcohol. Talked about he got off of alcohol and out of the bar and back into the gym and with his family because of one person, Israel Adesanya. He wasn't friends with him. Izzy didn't come down there and grab him by the bootstraps. Izzy went out and by example he led. It straightened his life out. This is what Pierre had really said. That's a very powerful message.
What he did was call out Adesanya, right? And I think Adesanya took that in the wrong way. Just because of the language barrier there. But I understand Portuguese. I speak Portuguese. I speak the language, and I've trained with a lot of Brazilians over the last 10 years. So I understand the language now, and I'm pretty fluent in it. And so I understand what he said. What he said was like, hey, I want to inspire the guy that inspired me to get off the couch. And that was Adesanya. So Adesanya, you're taking too much time off. I want you to come back. I want you to fight me. And we can make this rematch happen. And I thought that was pretty inspirational. You know, he wants to inspire the guy that inspired him, and thinks Adesanya is taking too much time off, and that it would be a waste of talent.
And it follows up by telling Izzy, you helped me when I had nothing. You were the boss. You had it all. And all you had to do was turn your back on me, and you'd never been caught doing it, because nobody knew who I was. But that's not what you did. Now I am in a position to offer something. If you want that, and only if you think that that helps your situation currently and now, I will reserve a spot for you at UFC 300. That is so beautiful. That is poetry, and that is sportsmanship.
You know, I wish he spoke English, because it would be a lot easier. He'd be a lot more vocal, and it'd be a lot easier for him to not always have to have a translator in his press conferences, the lead up to the fights and all those kind of things, because I would love to hear more from him, but he is a very quiet guy. But he's very cerebral in his thoughts or his approach to the game. He doesn't over punch, doesn't over kick. He picks his shots and he chooses them wisely, and he picks people apart. He's got power. We saw that with the numerous knockouts that he's had.
Look, I'll say Pereira is a special human being, not just a fighter, special human being. And I'll say that because I've been in there with him many times. A special human being, and he's got a special ability when it comes to putting people to sleep. He can do it to anyone. It's very impressive, his story. His story is very impressive. What he's done in kickboxing, coming to the UFC, hunting me down, getting hunted, and then going up to 205 now. Like, when they do a story or a movie on his life, it's gonna be something amazing.
When you hear your rival, right, someone like Israel Adesanya, say that he is special, that means something, okay? It's not like Izzy and Poatan are great friends, you know, and the fact that he respects Pereira and sees him as special says a lot to me. And I think what makes him special is the fact that he could put your lights out with that left hook at any time. He doesn't have to make a big swing. All he needs to do is just connect. He just needs to touch you, and you will go down.
He was chasing Izzy when he got in. He knew what he was here for. So the guy has been chasing the spotlight since the jump. If you've ever seen him, pressure doesn't seem to bother the guy. I think he's thriving in there. He's had a real crap life that he worked through. I think he had a real bad alcohol problem, worked in like a tire shop when he was younger. Like, he's been through it. The fact that he gets to make a ton of money and fight the best guys in the world and be a badass martial artist, he's living it up.
I've been around Alex a few times. I like him. He has the most kind approach. When you approach him as a person and you see that big giant in front of you, he has a very kind demeanor to him. And so I was very happy to see him win. I was very happy to see him succeed.
Overall, I think Alex is a good dude, you know, from the things that I've seen, you know, just like how he interacts like with his family and like his friends and things like that. He seems funny, Honestly, he seems like a likable guy, you know. He just has that, he's just in a sport where, you know, you gotta have that dog, you gotta be that savage in this, and it's just a grimy thing. And every man for himself, you know, it's the fight business, you know what I mean? It's yeah, I think as an athlete, I think what he's done as an athlete is incredible, you know. 2 division champion and 2 different sports at the highest level of those sports, you know, shaking things up and just, yeah, bro, he's special. He's definitely a special athlete.
But where I think he's made a lot of improvements is him like embracing his stoic personality. It's like the way he's starting to kind of put himself out there, it's making him such a fan favorite. In a sport that's filled with people that love the Connors and the Patties and the guys that say a lot and do a lot, the way that he is like just his stoicness and the way he's just running with it and presenting it to the world, I love it. It makes people want to tune in more to see him because we all know he's a badass fighter.
Yeah.
But he's got a good little fan base going with the way that, like did you see the video of him with it? He's like, my child. It's like the concrete statue
Stone thing.
Yeah.
Man, like I said, these middleweights should get on their fucking knees and thank me because I got this man out of there. Because if not, you have to deal with him over and over again, all of you. And I doubt any of you would want to fight this guy. I did 4 times.
You know, because Izzy's getting on his, you know, he's talking a bit of trash there. He was kind of laughing, you know. He said that all the middleweights should thank him because Alex Pereira went up to 205. I do think they have unfinished business. And whilst I do think Jamal Hill should be the next guy in line, I, for one, would like to see the rubber match with Izzy and Pereira. And we might just see that if, let's just say, if Pereira can defeat Jamal Hill, and that's a big if, that's a big ask. That's not going to be an easy fight. But if he can, hypothetically, and even if he doesn't, but if he can, Izzy's tried to become a 2-weight division champ before, lost to Jan Blachowicz. I think he would probably come up to 205 and try and fight for that belt against Alex Pereira. I mean, let's be honest, it would be a title fight waiting to happen.
For me, obviously his accomplishment is unreal. The amount of time that it took him to get to such an elite level is unreal. Mm-hmm. But the first thing he did when he won, he's talking to Joe Rogan, and he calls out Israel Adesanya. He said something to the effect of, I'm not going to make him fight 3 times. I want to fight Adesanya. He always goes, Adesanya. It's like the only thing he can say in English is Adesanya.
I think the reason why Alex told him to come see Daddy is because I'm sure both these gentlemen get pay-per-view points. And the fact that they both get pay-per-view points, they probably make a lot of money when these two fight. So it's smart for Alex to say, hey, let's do it again because they both make money. A long time ago, when Daniel Cormier and John Jones had their beef, Daniel Cormier goes, dude, I don't want to fight anybody else. I just want to fight John Jones because we make so much money when we fight each other. I think they say they did like 780,000 pay-per-view points. Now, on top of your base pay, on top of pay-per-view points, that's like a $3 to $5 million paycheck, maybe even more. So I think Alex calling out Izzy saying, come to Daddy, I think he's trying to chase some pay-per-view points because Izzy did get the last slap. He did knock him out the last time they fought. But now, Alex is at a new weight class. He's at 205. Now, this could give Izzy the opportunity to become a 2-divisional double-double champ.
All of that gets juxtaposed with Adesanya, who says, I'm not going to fight until 2027, and it might not even be within this sport. And he, for some reason, gets some dust kicked in his eyes by his former opponent. Of course, Jamal gets to return for the belt that he never lost. But to say that he's next, Jamal's next fight will be for the belt. Perfect statement. No disagreement. Sign the bottom, put that in the box. Jamal's next for Pereira cannot be signed off on until we have a time frame of when that's going to be.